Hello, welcome to another Saturday Meditative Reflections with Dave. I appreciate you being here with me today. If you followed this channel at all, you know I talk about forgiving and grieving and loving. And today I'd like to talk about grieving. This is the second thing that God has revealed to me over the last 18 or 19 years. And it's about grieving my losses. And this is actually a personal, practical example of one of the losses that I'm grieving right now. So I thought it'd be appropriate to share that. And the scripture that I want to use is Matthew 5, verse 4 from the Contemporary English version, which says, God blesses those people who grieve. They will find comfort. And that's from the Comforter, which he left to us when he ascended to be with the Father. So yesterday was my first day of retirement from my counseling private practice. I have a couple of other businesses that I've got going on, so I'm only retiring from one of them, but the one that I've been working on for the most part for the last 37 years to the day yesterday, May 1st, is the private practice for counseling. And the reason that I'm grieving that loss is because the people that I've been working with for the last number of years have been the same people, because I haven't taken new clients for about 8 years ago when I got real sick and was in the hospital. And so these people I've known for a long time, and I love them and they love me. And but God told me on my birthday last year when I turned 73, he reminded me that I would have been in private practice for 37 years yesterday, because I started at May 1st, 1989. And I believe that God gave me permission to leave, even though I'm not quite financially ready to leave. That's why the other two businesses are still in place. But this is the main one, and it's grievous. I mean, these are obviously clients. I don't go out to dinner with them or anything along that line, but I've come to know them very well, and it's a relationally intimate relationship. Counseling is a place, if you're doing it correctly, where people are going to come and tell their deepest secrets and things that they don't tell to everybody, to get an objective, professional, and Christian viewpoint to help them to process it in light of the gospel and in light of reasonable thought. So it becomes a very personal relationship. And as such, when it ends, it's a loss. It's a good loss. I mean, you're not supposed to be in counseling forever, but sometimes some of us need more than others. I've had 15 years of it personally, and many people have many years of it. And those are the ones that really get into the depths of trauma that have gone throughout their lives, and look at what God has for them in the next chapter of their lives. So I've been in the process of terminating with my clients for the last few weeks or month. And yesterday was the first day without clients. And honestly, I was kind of depressed. I took 3 naps yesterday, and I believe that it's appropriate to grieve because it is a loss. These are wonderful people that I've come to know, wonderful, good-hearted Christian people that want to do the right thing, that want to do God's will, that seek out ways of pleasing Him, that seek out ways of avoiding displeasing Him. And it's been a pleasure and a privilege to help these people and to be with them. But because it's a professional relationship, it doesn't go on, at least for a couple of years. They say in professional ethics, you shouldn't be in a dual relationship for a couple of years after termination. So this is truly an end, and it's grievous to me, and it's grievous to some of the clients as well. And it's proper to grieve. That's the point that I'm trying to make here. Even though it feels difficult, and even though I've shed some tears over this, it's appropriate. Jesus wept. When he knew that he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead, he wept. And people said, "See how much he loved him," speaking of Lazarus. And that's appropriate. It's something that is the proper response to loss. I've seen a lot of people who have denied the reality of grief and who haven't grieved their losses, even though it was appropriate. And that's when people get in trouble, because it gets stuck inside and it comes out sideways, excuse me, in ways that are inappropriate, in ways that the person that's expressing it doesn't understand, and certainly the person that's on the receiving end of that defense mechanism doesn't understand. So I just wanted to share my personal experience of grief. It's appropriate. It's something that should be grieved. It's something that takes a while to get used to. All the adjustments of our life are the things that we have trouble with. Those are the challenging times, or the times of adjustment. So hopefully this helps you to understand that it's okay to grieve, that it's even good to grieve. There's a book called Good Grief, and I believe that that's a very appropriately named book, because it is good to grieve, and God has promised to bless us when we mourn properly for the losses. And these are brothers and sisters in the Lord, and I'm grieving that loss of that relationship. Maybe someday it'll be renewed in an appropriate way, but at least at this time, it's proper to grieve this loss. I pray that you're able to grieve your losses in your life, and you can see it as natural, normal, and even something that God will bless you and comfort you for, because he understands it, because he's gone through it. We thank God for going through the work of the cross, the finished work of the cross, so that we have hope of someday being rejoined with the people that we have grieved their loss. Some of them we don't even have the opportunity to be in relationship with again until heaven, because they've gone on to be with the Lord. But we have that hope because of the finished work of Jesus Christ. I pray this is an encouragement for you, that grief is not for grief's sake. Grief is for comfort's sake and blessing's sake. It's something that we're supposed to get through, and not only get through, but come out better on the other side. So I pray this is an encouragement for you, and that you can grieve your losses and not leave anything coming out sideways because it gets stuck in the unconscious. So I pray you have a great weekend, a great Sabbath rest. It's something that God created for us. The Sabbath is for men, and not men for the Sabbath. So God willing, I will see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye.